Good morning, students. So this is chemistry class. In the last class I have just started nomenclature of organic compounds. So that in the nomenclature two systems are there. One is common system and another is IUPAC system. So how the names of the common system are derived and what are the names of some groups we have discussed in the last class. Now in this video I will just discuss about the functional groups allotted for the homologous series and then of those suffix and prefix of the corresponding homologous series. Okay, I will give you a chart and this chart is very important for the exam point of view. If you don't know the chart clearly, then you cannot do the nomenclature properly. So go through the chart, just practice it and make a note of it. So in the last class I have given you about suffix and prefix which can be written for a IUPAC name. What is the suffix, where it is written, what is the prefix, where it is written, like that. Now for groups, what are the suffix and prefixes? You should know this, so that make 4 columns. First column is class of the compound. First column is class of the compound. It is also called as homologous series. Okay. Second column, functional group. Second column is functional group. Third column I am writing suffix. Third column I am writing suffix. And fourth column I am writing prefix. Okay. In one column itself I will give you all the information whatever you require. So make 4 columns, then write it down as prefix, suffix, functional group, etc. First one, saturated hydrocarbon. So hydrocarbon, if it is saturated hydrocarbon. Okay. Saturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbons are usually identified by the compounds that are alkanes. So that functional group of alkane is this one. Okay. And suffix is ane is the suffix. Ane is the suffix of this saturated hydrocarbon, that is alkane. Second one, unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon. In this unsaturated hydrocarbon, second category is of alkenes. Alkenes, and the alkenes will have the functional group C double bond C, and kene is the suffix of that unsaturated hydrocarbon alkene. Third class is alkynes. Alkynes, it is also unsaturated hydrocarbon only. So I will give you number here. It is also unsaturated hydrocarbon only, and the class or homologous series will be alkynes. And in the alkynes, we will put a triple bond in between carbon-carbon, and it is signified or given by the suffix ine. So that these ane, kene and ine are called as primary suffix. That means these should be added after the root. Okay. Now next, fourth category, sulfonic acids. Sulfonic acids have got the functional group SO3H and suffix is same, sulfonic acid, and it has got the prefix sulfo. That means if it is to be used as a prefix, then we should use the word sulfo. Okay. Then fifth category, alcohols. Fifth class, that is homologous series, alcohols. Alcohols is having functional group OH, suffix is ol, OL, and prefix is hydroxy. Okay. So whatever information you want, you have to write it down there. Okay. So if suffix of alcohol is used, then use the word ol. then prefix of alcohol is used, then use the word hydroxy, like that. Okay, so always you do not require both the terms. In the one naming you will require the suffix, and in another naming you will require the prefix, like that. Okay, next category is aldehydes. Sixth category is aldehydes. Aldehydes are having functional group CHO, and it is called as al, and suffix or prefix of aldehydes is formyl. Now let me continue here itself. Just I will wipe it off and just continue the next term. Okay, aldehydes, they are having functional group CHO. Al is the suffix of aldehydes, and formyl is the prefix given to aldehydes. Okay, then next category, ketones. Seventh category, ketones. Ketones are having functional group C double bond O. On is the on. Don't pronounce it as one. It is on. Okay, O-N-E. On means after the root word you have to use the word on. So I will give you the name. Then you will be just clarify. Then oxo is the prefix given to ketones. Then next category, nitriles. Nitriles, or this family is also called as cyanides, and this is having functional group C triple bond N, and the suffix is nitrile. Here remain E of alkane. So this is a note for you. In the nitrile, this starts with N, so that alkane E should be there, and for that word you add the word nitrile. Okay, and others, what you are doing? Remove E of the alkane, corresponding alkane. In that place you are placing the secondary suffix. Okay, so this nitrile has got the suffix cyano. Then ninth category, carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids have got functional group COOH. It is suffix of this class is oic acid, and prefix is carboxy. Okay. 10th category is esters. COOR. Okay. So here OH is the suffix given to esters, and carbonyl is the prefix given to this class esters. 10th level category, ethers, esters. Then next category is ethers, ROR dash. That means O is the functional group of ethers, and it has no suffix. Prefix is alkoxy. Okay. Next, 12th category, acyl chlorides or acyl halides. Halogen may be anyone, chloride, bromide, iodide, like that. Okay. Acyl halide. Here the functional group is COX. Suffix is oil chloride, oil halide. Okay, oil halide, and prefix is carbonyl. Okay, so remember the prefix and suffix both clearly. Then 13th category is amines. In this amines, we have two categories. Amines, if it is primary amine, then amine is the suffix given for the primary amines, and amino is the prefix given for primary amines. Okay. Now next 14th category. 14th category. 14th category. Amines only. Secondary amine is present. That is, functional group of secondary amine is NHR. Okay. So I will write here. Secondary amines have got the functional amines only. Secondary amines NHR. This is the secondary amine. That means if alkyl, in place of one hydrogen atom, one alkyl group is there, then it becomes secondary amine. Here imine is the suffix given for the secondary amine, and imino is the prefix given for the secondary amine. And last category 15 is amides. Amides is a compound having functional group CONHR or CONH2. Okay, CO capital, CONHR or CONH2. So here amide is used as the suffix, and carbamoil is used as the prefix. Okay, here I am just completing the column, that is homologous series or class of the compound, then functional group, suffix and prefix. Just you remember or practice the whole column thoroughly. Okay, if you don't know the suffix or prefix given for the particular class, you will not able to write the IUPAC name. Now next part, before going for the rules, okay, just while naming prefixes, I will give one note here. While naming prefixes, some short forms or abbreviations, we call it as, some short forms are used. Make 3 columns. In the first column, you write it as group, second column prefix, and third column abbreviation. Okay. So first group to be written is CH3. So what is the name given for this group? Anybody can answer? CH3 is the methyl group. So ME is the abbreviation which is used for the word or group CH3. Then C2H5 group is ethyl. So ETH is the abbreviation used for the group C2H5. Then C3H7 is the group propyl. Prefix is propyl. So that prop is the abbreviation used for the group C3H7. Then C4H9 is the group butyl, and but is the abbreviation used for this group. Along with this, I will give you some common names of some functional group, common names of some groups. So in the last class, I just told that in the IUPAC name, if the IUPAC name is lengthy and complicated, we make use of the common names which are allotted for the compound, okay, or group. So here, first one is CH3, CH3. If this group is there, group is called as isopropyl, okay. Second one, if this group is there, CH3, CH2, CH3. If this group is there, it is isobutyl. Then third one, CH3, CH3, CH3. If this group is there, then it is tertiary butyl, T-butyl or tertiary butyl. Last, fourth category, I will write here CH3, 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 CH2. If this group is there, then it is neopentyl. Okay, neopentyl. These are the some common names of the groups we are using frequently. Now let us go for the next part. That is rules, general rules for IUPAC nomenclature. So next part, general rules. These rules are also important. Again, I am saying that if you don't know the rules properly, you cannot name the compound properly. Okay? So go through the rules, just practice those and make them perfect. Okay? So now next part, again very important. General rules of IUPAC naming. General rules of IUPAC naming. Okay. First rule is longest chain rule. ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೂಡಲೇ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಯಾವುದೇ ವೇಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಓಕೆ. ಹೇಗೆ? ಫ್ರಮ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್, ಆರ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ನೋಡಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದ್ದದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಉದ್ದ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಉಲ್ಟ್ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ 2-3 ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾರ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೇ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸಣ್ಣ ರೂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಆ ರೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅದ್ರ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ, ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದ್ರ ನಂತರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರೂಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ಚೈನ್ ಸೇಸ್ ದಟ್ a carbon chain including functional group is selected. Carbon chain including functional group is selected. So right to left or left to right. Okay. So ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಚೈನ್, ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ which contains maximum number of carbon atoms and named as parent chain. ಅಥವಾ ಇದನ್ನ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ರೂಟ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತೇವೆ, ರೂಟ್ chain. Okay, parent chain we call it as root chain also. The root word is given. These are the steps which are followed in longest chain rule. What is the first rule or first step? A carbon chain including functional group is selected from right to left or left to right. Okay, which contains maximum number of carbon atoms. Then named as parent chain. Maximum number of carbon atoms, that is named as parent chain. The root word is given. Root word ಗೆ ನಾನು ಕಾಲಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಯಾವ ನಂಬರ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಹೆಸರಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? The root word is given based on number of carbon atoms based on number of carbon atoms in the chain. Okay, now next is, so if there are two or more chains, if there are two or more carbon chains of equal length, if there are two or more carbon chains of equal length, then chain with maximum number of groups is selected. Chain with maximum number of groups is selected. Then if carbon multiple bond is present, multiple bond, either C double bond C or C triple bond C, double bond अथवा triple bond इधर is present, parent chain must contain carbon involved in the multiple bonds. Okay, so ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಆದಷ್ಟು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಚೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ ಈ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇನಿದೆ, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಮುಂದಿನ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನೀಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ರೂಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, I have made use of the next rule. Okay, so here for the example, let me take one example. So CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, 1, 2, 3 times, then CH, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ? ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಚಾನಲ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. ಓಕೆ, 9 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ.